they would, every time we started going to practice, do you remember they started snatching people out of line?
Yep.
Every
Definitely
single day, they were snatching 1 or 2 people out of line. So every day, me and Tori look at each other like, bruh,
this is it.
We gonna be next, bruh.
This is it.
But the last time we seen them snatching people was the morning of. Remember when we went to practice to walk in? Was that the morning of the day before?
I think it was the morning of.
Yeah.
I think so.
And they snatched like 5 more people out of line the same morning. And we was looking at each other and he's like, he looked back because, we was in line for name.
Yeah.
So like he looked back and he was like, they didn't grab us. I was
we made it. We gonna make it.
We good. And so, yeah.
I've been through a lot. But only one thing ever really sticks to me. No matter what I go through, it always affects me. When I hustle up or don't have a dime, I'ma go mine. Good times and the bad times, they heavy on my mind. Tapered up or I'm starched down. Either way is mine. I feel fine, but everything around affect my vivid mind.
Welcome to a Vivid Mind podcast. The official podcast for young and cultured luxury lifestyle brand. That's a shame. I almost couldn't even say my own brand stuff. We're here once again with another guest. All right, so look. I just keep realizing I have 6 degrees of separation from successful people from knowing them prior. And it's crazy. It's just like to see it, it really feels like we almost there, y'all. We almost there because everybody I know getting to it. You know what I'm saying? And you getting to see it live in effect, that the people are getting to it. So, but before I introduce her, let me introduce myself. I'm your host, Sid, a.k.a. King Dope, a.k.a. the king of all things dope. Who I brought on this podcast is literally, what would we call it? Like we are leopards together.
That's right. That's right.
She was probably the first person to talk to me in that bridge program that we discussed. I would like to introduce you all to the renowned author of Sassy Sunshine Says, I Love It Here.
Yes.
Okay, y'all see this book? Hello. Y'all see this book? All right. We're probably going to get my boy Bobby, Uncle Bobby, to put it back on the screen. She actually has a listing on Amazon, and you can find her in Target and other places. We'll get into that. This is Shanquilla Gamble.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me, Sid.
This is crazy.
It is.
This is crazy. I didn't see this in your future.
I didn't.
You supposed to be in the WNBA somewhere.
That part.
Yeah.
Maybe we can swap. I could just, return that, go to the WNBA.
Okay, then.
Yeah, we're going to try that.
Just don't go overseas and get caught like, oh, girl, that's messed up.
Yeah, we don't want them problems. We don't want them problems.
All right, so before we get started, in order to, break the ice.
Okay.
And set the foundation, I like to start with a game.
Okay. Let's do it.
This game is called Dumb Questions for Smart People. I hope you're ready for this.
Probably not. But okay, we're going to try it and see.
Let's see here.
I should have brushed up on my Googles.
If you could choose a song to play every time you walked into a room for the rest of your life, what song would it be and why?
Lately, the song About You has been stuck with me. I know it's a song about a guy wanting to be about another girl, like a couple. But for some reason, that song just resonates with me. Just being
who
about
sings
me.
that song?
I think it starts with the B, like Bricks or Brex or somebody that starts with the B.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But that song has been like #1 on my playlist for like a couple weeks now.
Really?
Yes. It's a couple song, but
Yeah.
I like it. Like the vibe is just amazing.
I'm gonna have to check that song out.
Check it out. It's
I don't know
so
nothing
amazing.
about that song.
It's so amazing.
I want to feel amazing.
I mean, don't we all though? Don't we all? Yes.
All right, so how do you define success?
I define success as being happy what you do every day.
Okay.
Waking up every morning, whether that's going to a job, whether that's just being in your house, but waking up every morning and enjoying what you do. Happy to be alive, happy to be living life. So that's success for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a fan of superheroes?
I am.
Really?
I love Marvel.
You do?
I do.
Well, that means she gets the infamous question, y'all. Yes. A guest that can answer the question.
Let's see.
All right. This is the $1 million question.
Okay.
All of the fans of the podcast, they all struggle with this question.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
Y'all jump in these comments and let her know what you think. Who will win in a fight between Iron Man and Batman?
Iron Man all day.
Iron Man. Why are you so solid on Iron Man?
I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. Growing up, Batman wasn't just considered as a hero to me. He was just, I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's just like older and he's really not as relevant now as like Captain America and all these other heroes. But I love Iron Man. Iron Man is amazing. He has intelligence. He has intelligence and intelligence, which is just a turn on for me.
Okay.
I'm definitely a saposexual type of person. Intelligence is the key. So I would choose Iron Man.
All right, so like always, I'll come with some contingency. All right,
Okay.
so check this out, just to be heavenly advocate.
Okay.
Bruce is just as smart. He has the same resources as Tony, because they both of their parents built the foundation that they're standing on.
Okay.
They're making it survive. Okay.
That's a good point.
They both know the weaknesses of all of their teammates. The only difference between them, where Tony technically is a scientist, Bruce technically is a detective. Do you still stand on what you just said?
I still stand on it. I still stand on it. Batman, I don't know.
And
I
he's
haven't
trained
watched-
in martial arts. Batman is literally trained in martial arts.
I haven't watched any Batman shows recently. Don't they have like a movie out, that like a new movie with him?
Yeah,
out?
the Batman played by Robert Pattinson.
Maybe I should watch it. I'll go watch it, then I'll come back and answer that question.
So diehard Batman people aren't really feeling it. They don't like they don't like him as Bruce. It's not the Batman part.
Okay.
They don't like him as Bruce. It's because it's a younger form of Bruce. It's his second year being Batman.
Okay.
He doesn't really treat Alfred right and all this kind of stuff because he's
Okay.
still mad at the world. Everybody's favorite Batman is still Christian Bale.
Okay.
You know, from when we were in school.
Yeah.
You know, that's still their favorite Batman. And they like when Ben Affleck did it in Batman vs. Superman and
Yeah,
Justice
he was
League.
alright.
It was okay. I
Yeah.
personally didn't care for Ben playing that. And I like Ben Affleck as an actor.
me too.
But not as Batman.
Not as bad. It's like, nah, that's not your calling. Uh-uh.
But you know, they like to point out, I'm just saying, I be going back and forth, which is so wild.
Yeah.
Now I'm literally, my people watching are hitting me up on Instagram and they're letting me know
Like,
there's no way Iron Man wins.
seriously?
That's what I've been getting.
Ooh.
I hadn't got an Iron Man champion through the DMs
Really?
yet. Yeah. And
What do you feel?
I honestly, I say
You team Batman.
no.
No?
I'm not, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's a fight worth watching for me.
Okay. That's a fair answer.
Because I actually would like to put both of those teams that write for both series in a room to actually see where it goes. Because they know that they know some things about them we don't.
True.
So
That's true.
I feel like
That's
they could
interesting.
actually write that fight,
Yeah.
you know, because they're too similar.
That's interesting. I learned something new.
Yeah, they really are really similar.
Okay. I'm still team Iron Man.
Okay, then. All right, so Now that we know that you're the Iron Queen,
Iron Queen. Yes.
take us back to the beginning, because like I said earlier, I met you a little bit prior to freshman year. But who are you before that? Like, who are your parents? Like, where did you grow up? How did you... I'm gonna be honest, I might as well have been meeting an old girl from Loving Basketball.
Yeah.
Because that's how serious you was.
Yes, and yes. That was definitely me. I was all sports, all basketball, all no one can check me in basketball. That was definitely me. So
how did you form that? Like, where did that come from?
I was the only child for a long time. So my parents just got me involved in sports, involved in all type of activities, and basketball was one of the things that I like cling to the most because it was fun and I thought I was pretty good. So I was like, yeah, I can do this. So I did like travel ball, I did middle school, high school, and some college. So it kind of just stuck with me until it became too serious.
What's too serious for the game?
I know. Well, maybe for me, it was more just fun, and skill and play. When I got in like high school, it was more like, okay, there's more to it than just having fun, shooting threes and run up and down the court. Like there's more of a strategy to it. And I just started to lose the love for playing like for a team Like I would play like just for fun, but for playing for a team, I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do it anymore. Like I really don't want to follow these type of rules, which that's just basketball. You know, you have to do that. But for me, that's where the distance came in at. So I started just looking for other things to do. There was softball, that was track. I was still interested in sports, but my love for basketball kind of just died down after that.
Wow. So your parents put you on the path of sports.
Yes.
What other things were they teaching you in the home?
That's a good question. Maybe how to just be independent. Again, I was a single child. I was the only child for a long time. And I was a very friendly kid that wanted to have friends, that wanted to have siblings. And that, looking back now, taught me how to be independent, like how to be self-sufficient when it comes to just doing anything in life. So probably that's my greatest lesson they've taught me.
Wow, to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Okay. So you always been this friendly? Like you didn't have a shell you had to come out of or anything?
No, I was definitely that kid that wanted all the friends in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, literally my line name in my sorority is friend request. Interesting. Yes, I was definitely that friend that kid that wanted like all the friends because I was the only child. I wanted friends. I wanted, to have friends and play with. But my sister, we were like 10 years apart when she came along.
So you were 10 when she came?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember sitting in the back seat. My mom turned around and was like, "You're going to have a sister?" And I was like, okay. And then when she got here, then when she got here, I was like, that sounds like responsibility. Like I don't want a sister now. I'm good. We good. But it wasn't that bad. I really enjoyed being a big sister, but the gap definitely made a difference.
What made them wait so long?
Who knows? I don't know. I don't even know.
It sounded like an accident.
Probably so.
You ain't never asked?
One of those things, I didn't. It probably one of those things just like, it's just happened. It's like,
are you close to your parents?
Yeah. I'm close to my parents. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why that question never came up because I would have asked by now.
It's like, why not have a kid? I don't know. I was young, probably just glad to have somebody to play with at the time. Didn't really know how to question that at the time, I guess. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did your parents do?
My mom is a caterer. My dad is an X-ray technician.
So you lived a good life.
I did.
Which side of town you grew up on?
We grew up mostly in Mississippi. And then probably, we stayed in Saraland for a while. We moved around a lot. We stayed in Saraland for a while. I think we lived in Pritchard. Then we lived in 8 Mile, and now my parents live in Sims. So.
Wow.
Yep. When we moved to Blunt, that's when I started going. When we moved to Sims, that's when I started going to Blunt.
That makes sense, but that's a weird space to live to go
Yeah.
to where you went.
Yeah, it was one of them things. Just like you use somebody's address, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. It's like I need my child to go to school. Just put your address in. She
So
lives here.
you were supposed to go to MGM.
But it was everybody went to Blunt. It was either Blunt or Viger, like
Oh,
that.
you know how that
You
go.
know, so it was like, okay, Blunt it is. Just say she lives here, so she can go
Okay.
to school. Yeah, one of those type of things.
Interesting.
Full disclosure.
So, when we graduated, what kind of grades you had?
Grades,
Yeah, what was your grades like?
they were decent. I had I had A's and B's.
You did?
I think
You
I
don't
had a
remember
C in Mr. Sosa class because that was just not it.
Yeah. What was your GPA?
I think 3.0.
Yeah, you did good. You did real good. Because we actually took,
He's like, yeah, you did.
like, I ended up graduating literally the most average student ever.
Hey.
And it's weird because I was in honors classes.
Uh-huh.
But the only thing that did not stay honors, my junior year, I failed pre-cal.
Pre-cal. Who was the teacher for pre-cal?
Miss Riggs.
Yeah, Miss
And-
Riggs. Okay.
Because of her, now she was a very nice lady.
She was.
But her style of teaching was do as I do, not whether or not you can actually do the functions.
Right.
So,
I agree with that. Yeah, she definitely was a hard teacher.
I actually ended up
Sweetest pie.
failing that class twice. I failed it junior year. I failed it senior year. Because of this class, right?
Yeah.
I graduated. I promise you, I have more than enough credits, but I don't have a math credit for our senior year.
Seriously?
Seriously, there is no
Was she the
math
only
class.
teacher? She was the only senior teacher, right?
Well, I ended up
Well, it was
getting
honors
put into a
class.
distance learning. Do you remember they introduced that? And it was
Okay.
in the library.
Okay.
I was in that class with, do you remember Raven Malone? Mm-hmm. Jamarcus McCoy. Mm-hmm. Torian Davis.
Yes.
Who else was in there? Jory Buskey.
Yes.
God, it wasn't that many of us. It was like maybe 8 of us.
Okay.
But we were all in there for different classes.
Okay.
But it was all distance learning. And
Interesting.
me and Torian took that same class.
Okay.
And our teacher got kidnapped.
You lying.
I ain't lying. And she went missing for like 2 months. And they found everything out like a week or 2 before we graduated. That's how we ended up graduating without the math grade. And we thought,
Oh no.
for the life of me, we thought because they so cold. They would every time we started going to practice. Do you remember they started snatching people out of line?
Yep.
Every
Definitely remember
single
that.
day, they were snatching 1 or 2 people out of line. So every day, me and Tori look at each other like, "Bruh,
This is
we gonna be next, bruh."
this is it.
But the last time we seen them snatching people was the morning of. Remember when we went to practice to
Okay.
walk in? Was that the morning of the day before?
I think it was the morning of.
Yeah.
I think so.
And they snatched like 5 more people out of line the same morning. And we was looking at each other, and he's like, he looked back because we was in line for
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
So like he looked back and he was like, they didn't grab us. I
We
was
made
like,
it. We gonna make
yes,
it.
we good. And so yeah, my actual transcript does not have a math grade. And because of that, I ended up graduating with a 2.77. And if you calculate that, that's a 77.77.
Be like, my foot was in the door.
That's literally the most average
Wow.
you can be. And, as we all know, I'm not an average person by far. So I just thought that was strange.
That is strange.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on your teacher was kidnapped.
Yeah, she was kidnapped. We thought that was some bull, but it turned out to be a real thing. Like, it came from a verified source. That's wild, right?
That's very wild.
The things that happens for you to graduate.
Like, I'm sitting here like, how did we miss this? Like, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
Interesting.
But, so, when you graduated, what happened?
I went to Alabama State.
Okay,
for
I was
4
supposed to go
years,
there.
ASU. That was it.
What you went to school for?
Recreational therapy. I went for recreational therapy. That didn't really work out. I wanted to do. At the time, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Recreation therapy just seemed like the fun thing to do for us, like therapy-wise, activity-wise, combining together. I really wanted to do something with sports again, like sports management,
What I need you to do is I need you to go to www.youngandculture.app. I repeat, www.youngandculture.app, and get you one today, man. Because if you ain't got it, you left out. And one thing you don't want to be is left out. Just trust me, everybody's about to have this. Okay, so you said you wanted to do recreational therapy.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why not? Why it didn't work?
There wasn't any jobs available, really. Once I graduated, I did my internship. They offered me a job, but it was at the VA, like working with the elderly, and I was just not interested in that. When I tried to look at I tried to look at other places like to work with kids, there wasn't a market for it, so I kind of just switched over to doing something else. Then I got my master's in exercise science because I wanted to still try to get in that sports field, assuming that I would get into the PT program. I got my exercise science degree. Didn't get into that, got denied for that, and then went back and got another master's for counseling, for school counseling, and that seems to be where the call is. So
okay, so is that what you ended up doing?
Yes, yep, that's exactly what I'm doing now too. I'm in the school system. I was teaching, and now I'm doing counseling. So
you was a teacher?
Yeah.
Where you taught
I was
at?
a teacher. I taught at Chastain for like a semester, a little quarter. I taught at Hankins for about 4 years, and now I'm at an elementary school. So
that's wild.
I like it. I love it. Actually, let me put more emphasis on that. I love what I do.
Wow.
So different careers, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and this is where I ended up at. So.
Okay, so at what point throughout this process do you get married, have a kid, write a book? How does all this come together?
Well, Tremaine and I got married in 2018. We met in 2013. We met swinging out line dance class.
What?
So we started talking. Then things got serious. Then we got married. Then I just had my 16-month-old last year in February. So that's kind of.
So did you decide to write the book prior to her coming?
I started writing the book. Let's see, it was last year. I started writing the book last year. I didn't publish it until this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you self-published?
No, I went through a publishing company.
How do you even get that to come to be so?
So I just did a lot of research. From my research, self-publishing is not as easy. It's less expensive, but it's not as easy to get in different like distribution places like Target, Barnes & Noble. Going through a publishing company is definitely a little more expensive, but they do everything for you. Like I didn't have to do any legwork, so I just saved up the money for it and was able to get it done. So. Wow,
how much does it cost?
This one, it depends on your taste, depends on what you want.
Okay.
I know Amazon has like Amazon KDP, and I think it's free or it's less expensive. This one was like almost $3,000.
Okay, but that's not too bad. You can hustle up $3,000.
Yeah, if you.
People do it every day. You know, you're doing illegal stuff.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends. Work for a school system, got a wife and husband. You got to make it work. Yeah. It's definitely more rewarding. For me, it wasn't like about making that profit back. It was more about just putting something out there good that I wanted to do.
Okay.
So that's how that came about.
Okay. So do you got a good split on it? Like.
Well, I haven't actually made a return on it. That's another thing with publishing companies. The one that I went with, you don't see the revenue until like 3 months after.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay.
But that's pretty much how that works anyway. Yeah,
which again, I guess there was just more purpose for me to just keep doing it because it's something I love to do and wanted to do. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this. It's another hustle. This is another, passive income coming in. It really wasn't that. So it was kind of like, this is purposeful for me to put something out there and be an impact on someone. So
Yeah.
now the money is definitely appreciated. We still waiting on that to come in, but so.
Cool. So they handled you getting your placements in these different stores and things like that.
Yes, they did everything. Only thing I did was gave them my bank account information, take the money out, and they did everything. Which I had to. I gave them the specifics that I wanted, and they put everything together.
Okay.
I guess different companies have different people. Like one company may have Target as a distribution. One person may have Walmart as a distribution. So it just depends on what you want. There are definitely less expensive routes to go. I just went the expensive route.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you want what you want.
So
want
did you
good
get
quality.
to choose the illustrator?
I did.
Where did you find this illustrator?
So there's a website called Fiverr.
I know about Fiverr.
Yep, and that's where I got it from. I just searched someone prices that I they looked good to me, and we went from there.
Listen,
I actually got the illustrator and the editor from Fiverr. Yep.
Yo, this book is beautiful. All right, I got one complaint though. Everybody know I'm a little crazy about how I think about stuff.
Okay.
Why ain't none of the men in this book got the box on their lineup?
See, my illustrator was foreign, and he was having a hard time understanding the culture. So we was just trying to be like.
So they got straight down lineups. Where he from?
Well, he got a beard though, like.
Yeah.
He got the fade in the beard. And
this
we got
one
some braids. And
almost straight. You know what I'm saying? But I was reading the book and I was like, boy, the daddy got the straight down on them. Look at that fade. That fade clean with a straight cut down.
Got to make sure daddy right. You know what I'm saying?
But if that's the only complaint I got about this book,
that's a good
you
sign.
did wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
You really did.
I appreciate
the way you incorporated God, the way that you incorporated Mobile, you wanted to make sure they knew about the band. You wasn't even in the band.
At all, but I loved it.
Sure.
You know?
Yes. But one thing is strange when I say that though, because I wasn't in the band either, but I be making a big deal about it because for us the band was a big deal.
It was.
And they were popular in the school too.
Yep.
And it's strange to people.
Yep.
You know.
Definitely so.
The other thing, I don't know if you remember, but like the star athletes always like A students. Yeah. Ain't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I know in high school it kind of got to like you had to be like you had to have that academics, that good behavior, that been athletic. Like you had to have the whole package, or it was kind of like, you just sit out this game and you study. It's like what? But that's different. This is skill. I don't want to do my work. So, but yeah.
Now I know we was at practice at different times. Do you remember I was on the basketball team? You don't remember that? Okay. So this is a funny thing, right? I tried that my junior year.
Okay.
So of course I'm trying out for JV.
Right. Okay.
I don't make the squad. Okay. All right. So now, to be fair, right? I was like street decent. I wasn't. Okay. I wasn't organized good. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, when you're playing in the street with your friends, you're more comfortable, so you're able to perform under pressure.
Right.
I was not able to perform in the in the tryout, which is why I didn't make the team.
Okay.
Not that I felt like anybody was better, but it's cool. Right. So what I did was I talked to what's his name? Coach Stallworth.
Coach Stallworth.
It was Stallworth.
Okay.
It was JV coach.
Okay.
So I talked to Coach Stallworth, and I was just like, well, I understand I didn't make the team, but I want to just practice with the team every day. How else am I going to get better?
True.
And so he permitted. So, and I had a best friend who played freshman at the time. He actually played freshman in varsity. Okay. Remember Ellis Craig?
Yes.
Yeah. So El was my best friend.
Okay.
So I had a reason to be there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I practiced with them to the point I actually was good enough to play. Like I'm talking about, I'm in practice crossing folks up, stealing the ball. I'm actually like usable.
Yeah.
In game situations.
Right.
Never saw game time.
Wow.
Never saw game time. Like literally the only person on the
And this was still JV, right?
Still JV that same year. So he was like, sorry I couldn't get you no game time the whole year, but hey, at least you're a shoe-in next year. What you think I said?
Go to Mike.
You know what I said? You know exactly what I said. But our attitude back then was like, man, this team, man. And I went and did something else.
That's not
actually,
about right.
That's actually how I got so dedicated to being in Alpha Elites.
Okay.
Was because the basketball thing didn't work out.
I remember Alpha Elites. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why that came to be so. And then I ended up playing baseball, and the same thing
remember
ended up
playing
happening
baseball.
again for baseball.
Really?
Man, it was.
I remember you on the baseball
Yeah,
team.
I was actually.
Yeah.
Like, I was good enough to be a designated hitter.
Okay.
I only knew how to hit one way, and that was out there.
Okay. Okay.
I couldn't hit inside
Infield, yeah.
at all. I'm talking about at all. It used
Like
to.
it's going out there.
It used to piss Coach Rochelle off.
For real.
He used to say,
Hit me a
"Go
ground
ahead,
ball
son."
to first base.
Yes, and it's
I can't
gone.
do that.
I'm talking about, and he will make me run because it's gone.
Go get it.
He's
Go get your ball.
run. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
played baseball in middle school. I mean, not in middle school. When I was, I was in middle school. I was
Okay.
about 12.
Okay.
That was roughly around the same age. The last time you can play for a park league.
Okay.
And we actually went to a hitting camp at Bay Bears.
Oh, nice.
And one of the Bay Bears taught me how to hit.
Nice.
But he didn't have enough time to teach me how to control hit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to show you how to hit the ball. You're
All
swinging.
you need to do is hit it in now.
Yeah. And since then, I do this rock thing. Like, I literally pick my foot up and rock into it.
Yeah.
And I hit it. That's why it's
It goes
gone.
out.
But I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what it do, family? This your boy Sid, a.k.a. King Dope, the king of all things dope. Hey, I just kind of let you know I just dropped another gem for you. Hey, what I need you to do is pick up your device, go to the nearest streaming app you have, wherever you listen to music. I'm letting you know I dropped an album to go along with the podcast. Yes, and to make it easy, I named it the same thing, A Vivid Mind. So, on wherever you like to find your music, look up A Vivid Mind, and it's by the artist known as King Dope, that it will be me. You can look up King Dope, KINGDOPE, or you can look up A Vivid Mind, and you will find my album. Check it out. Man, I got some tunes on there for every type of situation. And every type of situation I got some tunes for involve getting to the bag. So, make sure you hit the comments on this video if you have checked it out and let the people know what you think. Yeah, man.
Interesting.
It's weird how Blunt gave us self-esteem.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Because my first 2 years, I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I wanted to be at Murphy with all my friends.
Okay.
But every year I would run into a teacher, a counselor, especially 10th grade year. I don't remember the counselor's name, but
Ms.
some
Yates?
kind of way. Well, Miss Yates. She was kind of a shorter lady. I don't remember her name, but she ended up some kind of way. I was showing up for the summer stuff.
Okay.
I was there for Elites. That's kind of how that happened.
Got into it, yeah.
And she said they didn't have anybody to do the school shirts. And I just said I could do it, not knowing if I could do it.
Yeah.
And I ended up making the school shirts for that year.
I remember that.
Well, they were white, purple, and gold, and they had the little Maddie T and all that on it.
Yeah.
It was strange.
What do they call them? Like the prodigy child. Like you did like everything.
That's weird though, right?
Yeah, but it's a good weird though. Like I remember you doing everything like say it, X it, like technology, like all that stuff. Like wasn't you like making music or something like that too?
I was
like,
rapping back then.
You was definitely like the go-to person. Like X it, I don't know, X it, just X it. Yeah.
The weird thing about
graphics,
that, all that stuff, it was so weird though,
Yeah.
because when I graduated, I thought nobody knew me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know but I do remember being really excited. I was voted most creative junior and senior year.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out how.
Yeah.
How, like.
Oh, we knew.
It's so many other people who could potentially get this.
Yeah, but they wasn't as cool as you were. Like you was like low key cool. You wasn't like. You wasn't
so
like
weird.
just like
I didn't know
out
though.
there. You was just like low key cool.
Yeah,
like,
I was in the background.
I remember you like sold snacks and everything. Like you was like low key cool. It was like, see, you got some grandma cookies over there. Like you was low key cool. So yeah, we did. I speaking for myself, I definitely knew who you were, even though we didn't like interact as much. Like oh yeah, we cool. I definitely knew who you were.
That's for real. We was always cordial. That's for sure. That's for sure. Oh man.
Yep.
So how many of these books have you sold so far?
I think I'm at I had some on hand. I think I'm at like 180.
That's good.
I think I'm at like 180.
That's good. Who have been your biggest champions so far? Like, who's wrapped their arms around you and was like, yeah, she's the next it thing?
So many people.
Really?
Yes, I cannot pick one.
Which one made you feel the most special?
As far as when it came out to like the book?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. I can't really pick because my family has definitely been my biggest support.
Yeah.
Like my aunt, she bought my first book when I finally told her like, hey, the book is available. She was like, boom, got it. And she sent me the screenshot. And I was like, Jesus.
That's so cool.
So my mom, she shares everything I post. Anything pertaining to the book, she shares everything I post. When I had my book signing, like everyone showed up that I expected to show up. Even some that like didn't. Like family from like Mississippi that I went to like my grandmother's church. They came and I was just like, man, like that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect it. I just expected people like friends to come, somebody bring their kids, but I actually had a lot of family support.
That's great.
Yes. I had like church members come. I was like, you on Facebook? Like, God, okay. So yeah, my family has been my greatest support.
That's cool.
All of them.
That's cool.
All of them.
So,
Yes.
what's next?
What's next? Writing more, creating more.
So you gonna continue with Sassy Sunshine?
I am. Yes, I'm actually working on the second book now. Next summer I have something in the works. I can't discuss it yet. But yes, next summer I'm planning to do something more tangible for kids when it comes to children's books. So looking forward to that. I'll keep you posted whenever.
What have kids said to you about this book so far?
Probably the images.
They like how vibrant they are.
Yes, probably the images, and that's another perks in going through like a publishing company. Like you can add that. It costs, but you can add that. I know a couple of reviews that I read when parents or people that bought the book have read to their kids is that they can relate. Relate to the stories that's in the book, and that was one of the things I wanted to like put out there is that it's relatable. Like this is my life, this is how I grew up, just loving my culture, loving Mardi Gras, loving going to church, loving my family, loving all those things. And the parent was saying that every time she was reading something, the kid was like, oh, I know that. Oh, we do that. Like we sit at the dinner table and eat.
Yeah.
So that was pretty rewarding for me, but probably the images and just being relatable. Yeah.
Why the name Sassy Sunshine? Where that come from?
Well, my nickname was Sunshine, and my daughter is Sassy, so I kind of just put both of them together. She's a little sassy too. She's only one, but she's a little sassy too. So I kind of just wanted to like combine that to have like nice sunshine, but it's like okay, she's a little sassy too. So put those two together, and that's how I came up with it.
I think it's pretty positive that she keeps saying how she loves it there. I don't think kids know how to express it.
Yeah.
They don't feel safe enough most of the time. And in this book, she definitely proves to be in a safe space.
Yeah. Agreed. I definitely agree. That was one of the things that kind of motivated me to write it was that a lot of kids are ashamed of being black. Just to put it out there. They're ashamed of their hair, they're ashamed of their skin, they're ashamed of how they act, where they come from. And the message is to don't be ashamed of it. Like love your culture, love where you come from, love everything about it. If you have certain traditions in your family, love it. What's your purpose or where do you come from? Like love that, know that, and learn that. So yeah.
So you have any plans to get this in every book in the school system? I mean, get this in every library in the school system?
That can possibly be a plan. I have one school that was interested in buying the books. So you know, it's kind of like that thing. Once you come out with something, people are so excited and they want to like help you, promote you, and they just like, oh, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get a copy and do all this, and then they kind of like fall off of it, which is, you know, it happens. So I've had a few people that's like,
how that works is communication, it's relationship, and
definitely.
you're building with somebody who has good intentions, but also is probably spread thin. So if you don't stay in their face, you know,
that's true.
They can't continue forward. But
that's true.
I think this is an easy sell. Have you done Studio 10 yet?
I haven't.
So you should reach out to each one of the networks.
Okay.
I personally haven't done them yet, but I haven't reached your point of success. You have a viable product that they will back, and it will make them, you know, it'll bring them the right type of look that they're looking for. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that alone, I've heard, I had another author that was sitting in that seat recently.
Nice. Okay.
His name is Kenneth Seal Jr.
Okay.
You can look him up on Facebook if you want to, but he just wrote his life story in a book, and he has sold 15,000 copies so far. He's already about to publish his second book.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's all he does now. He doesn't work for anybody or any.
Nice.
He works for himself, and that's just with 15,000 copies. You know what I'm saying?
Next level.
Yeah, and I feel like you could do that very easily with this book.
I appreciate it.
You know, especially with it going to the schools and all of that. They're doing all these other forms of affirmations for kids. They can allow this pretty little black girl who likes to talk about the Lord and Mardi Gras. You get what I'm saying?
You know.
So
for sure,
I definitely would encourage you to do that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, reach out for those who don't know that you're there.
That's true.
Because they definitely will want you there.
I received that.
Well,
I received it.
This turned out to be pretty good. You know, we got to know you. You know, besides you being a hoop star.
You know,
what I'm saying?
Back in my days, you know.
You're an all-star at life now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm sure your daughter and your husband appreciate you greatly.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do. And I just want to tell you, hey, keep going. You are doing amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are affecting people.
Thank you.
You know, using both of those.
Thank you.
And whatever is next for you is purposeful. So enjoy the purpose.
I receive that.
You know.
I receive that.
Well, guys, you can get Sassy Sunshine Says I Love It Here on Amazon, no matter where you are. It's about $17. It's worth the read. It got a lot of pages in here, too. I was like, this book is not over yet. So it's well worth the buy, man. This is high quality art. And your kids will definitely feel empowered and they will feel driven to enjoy and love their life. You know, so make sure y'all get this book for real. For real. Yeah. Once again, I'm your host, Sid, a.k.a. King Dope, the king of all things dope. This has been a Vivid Mind podcast, the official podcast the official podcast for Young and Cultured Luxury Lifestyle brand. And I like to bid you a live humble and prosper.
I've been through a lot. But only one thing ever really sticks to me. No matter what I go through, it always affects me. When I hustle up or don't have a dime, I'ma go mine. Good times and the bad times, they heavy on my mind. Tapered up or I'm starched down. Either way is mine. I feel fine, but everything around affect my vivid mind.